Welcome to this deep dive, specifically crafted for you, the learner.
Hey everyone.
You've gathered a really great mix of resources here. We're talking deep AdSense policy stuff, YouTube tutorials, even some real talk from Reddit bloggers.
Yeah, good spread.
So our mission today, take all that info and turn it into a clear, step-by-step guide. We want to help you understand and actually use Google AdSense on Blogger.
Whether you're just starting out or maybe trying to improve what you already have.
Exactly. We'll break it down into actionable steps. No overwhelm, just clarity. Okay.
Sounds good. Where do we begin?
Let's start right at the beginning, the foundation, your blog itself.
Right. Think of it as the stage. And honestly, all our sources pretty much scream the same thing first.
Yeah.
Quality, user-centric content. Content for your readers.
Yeah, that ad push-up article was really clear. It lists monetizing websites that are not user-centric as a direct violation. Google really cares about user experience, a lot.
They really do. And that official Google AdSense YouTube series, the one on-site approvals, they hit hard on low-quality content and replicated or duplicate content. Big reasons for rejection, apparently.
So basically, you need original stuff that actually offers something valuable. It's not just about filling space.
Not at all. And we see that reflected on Reddit, too, people sharing their experiences.
Like that user, HotCrash88.
Exactly. They got hit with low-value content, even though they had, a bunch of articles.
Wow. So what was the feedback?
Things like the articles were maybe a bit thin or too many headings without enough meat underneath. And even questions about AI text lacking real insight.
So it's not just quantity, it's the substance.
Precisely, which ties into that AdSense help article on insufficient content.
Right, they basically say you need enough actual text for them to review properly and for their crawlers to figure out what your site's about.
Yeah, if it's mostly images or videos or just a template with hardly any writing, it's going to be tough.
And even after you get approved, that Boost Your AdSense Earnings article mentions they can still review you for quality later.
So that advice about writing about your passion, creating stuff others in your niche actually want to read, it's not just fluff. It's core to AdSense.
Okay, so let's nail this down. Google wants original, substantial content, something that helps your specific audience. That's the baseline quality.
Nailed it. And building on that content, you also need that professional look and, crucially, the right policies in place.
Policies, right, like the privacy policy.
Absolutely critical. That ad push-up article flags the lack of privacy policy page as a big issue. You have to explain how you use cookies and user data, especially for ads.
And that EU user consent thing too, right? If you get visitors from Europe.
Yep. Gotta have that. Plus, the AdSense YouTube series mentions making your site easy to navigate.
Makes sense. You want people and Google to find their way around easily.
Reddit users mention policy pages a lot too. Some even add disclaimers. It's just part of having a legit site.
So even those YouTube tutorials showing the blogger setup, they kind of assume you have a proper blog ready to go, policies and all?
Exactly. It's the whole package. Think about those different Reddit stories again.
Okay.
HotTrash88 had lots of posts, but failed on quality depth. The advice they got: make content richer, use headings better, add images, link internally. That's good advice for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Then there's Warshaib, who got approved with less content and traffic, but a similar site in another language didn't.
So it can be a bit unpredictable.
A little, yeah. But having that strong foundation quality content, proper policies, gives you the absolute best shot.
All right, foundation covered. Quality content, user focus, essential policies. Now let's get technical. How do we actually connect AdSense to Blogger?
Okay, step 2. Those YouTube guides are super helpful here.
First things first, you need an AdSense account, right? If you don't have one.
Yep. Both DigiSpark Media and Tech Express start there. Go to google.com, AdSense, hit Get Started. You'll need a Google account.
Simple enough, and then you give them your blog details.
Crucial step. Both videos stress getting your Blogger URL exactly right. Like mycoolblog.blogspot.com, no typos.
Double check that URL. Got it.
Then you submit, and Google reviews it. DigiSpark mentions it can take a few days, maybe even a couple of weeks sometimes.
Patience is key then.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Once you get that approval email, fingers crossed, you link the accounts.
And Blogger makes that pretty easy.
Yeah, surprisingly so. DigiSpark shows it clearly. Go to Earnings in your Blogger dashboard. It's on the left.
Okay, Earnings tab.
And right there, you should see an option like Connect AdSense. Tech Express points to the same spot, assuming your blog's eligible, of course.
So you just click that, follow the instructions?
Pretty much. Click the button, follow the prompts, and it links things up.
You know, it makes you think about those examples like Andy from the AdSense series who seemed to sail through. He probably had all this stuff lined up.
Probably. Versus someone like Adam who gets rejected and feels lost. It shows why these setup steps, even if they seem basic, are so important.
Totally. Okay, so we're connected. Blogger and AdSense are talking. What's next? Getting the ads on the site right.
Exactly. The fun part. Putting ads up, but doing it smart. You want them seen, but you don't want to annoy people or break rules.
How do we do that in Blogger?
Blogger's layout feature is your friend here. DigiSpark's tutorial walks through it well. In your dashboard, click Layout.
Okay, layout.
Then look for spots that say Add a Gadget, usually in the sidebar, header, footer, places like that.
Add a gadget. Got it.
Click that, and a list pops up. All sorts of things you can add. Scroll till you find AdSense. Select it.
Tech Express shows the same thing, right? Layout tab, add the AdSense gadget where you want it.
Yep, same process. Easy peasy.
What about choosing the type of ad?
Good question. Once you add the gadget, you usually get options. Text ads, image ads, maybe both. Different sizes too.
So you can pick one that fits your blog's look.
Exactly. DigiSpark advises experimenting. See what works for your audience and your design.
And where you put them matters a lot, I guess.
Oh, hugely. DigiSpark mentions you can often just drag and drop that AdSense widget in the layout view. Try to both posts below in the sidebar.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. That best practices article also suggested looking at similar sites in your niche, right? See where they place ads.
Yeah, even if they don't use AdSense. Just to get ideas for placement. Good tip. But experiment yourself too.
But there are pitfalls too. Things to avoid.
Definitely. Ad Pushup warns about putting ads right next to games or image galleries. People might click by accident. That's a big no-no.
Accidental clicks are bad, okay?
And label your ads clearly. Advertisements, sponsored links, something like that. Don't trick people.
Makes sense, transparency, and avoid putting them on pages with hardly any content, like a 404 page.
Right. Generally discouraged. Focus ads where your main content is.
And what about mobile? Everyone's on their phones these days.
Super important point from the best practices article. Your site needs to be responsive. It has to adjust to different screen sizes.
So the ads don't break the layout on a phone.
Exactly. Bad user experience otherwise. Google hates that. Check how your ads look on mobile. If big ads mess things up, maybe use responsive ad units. They adapt automatically.
Smart. And linking analytics and AdSense helps see mobile versus desktop performance.
Yeah, gives you a much clearer picture of what's happening where.
You know, we've all been on sites where the ads are just terrible, intrusive, annoying.
Totally. Takes away from the experience. The goal, like the DigiSpark host said, is integration. Make them feel like part of the site, not an interruption.
Okay, ads are live. Smooth integration, hopefully. But we're not done, are we? It's about checking how they're actually doing.
Precisely. The journey continues. Monitoring performance and tweaking things is key to actually making decent earnings.
So how do we monitor AdSense dashboard?
Yep. DigiSpark explains heading to the report section. You'll find key numbers there.
Like what?
Click-through rate CTR tells you how often people click. Total earnings, obviously. And impressions, how many times the ads were shown.
CTR sounds important. Shows if the ads are engaging.
Very important. It's a good measure of placement and relevance.
And they mentioned page RPM. What's that again?
Revenue per mil. Basically, how much you earn per 1,000 page views with ads. It helps you see which pages or placements are making the most money.
Ooh, page RPM, so you can see which content is driving revenue. That's powerful.
Incredibly useful. So you take that data.
And make changes based on it.
Exactly. Data-driven decisions. If some ad spots aren't doing well, DigiSpark suggests going back to the Blogger layout. Try moving things, different sizes maybe.
Ads that blend in better often perform better.
Often, yeah. Less jarring. The advice is to check regularly, maybe every couple weeks, and make small tweaks. They add up.
And then there's the whole policy side. Staying out of trouble with Google.
Crucial. You got to keep your account healthy. That ad push-up article listed like 14 common violations.
No, 14. Like what? Obviously, don't click your own ads, right?
Yeah, that's the big one. But also things like having ads on prohibited content, adult stuff, hate speech, copyrighted material. The list is long, and it applies site-wide.
So check all your content. What else?
Placing ads on content that infringes copyright. Using unsupported languages.
Right.
Not having that EU consent we mentioned.
Sharing exact earnings details publicly. Is that a violation?
Yep, apparently Google only lets you share gross figures.
Yeah.
Also, messing up ad refresh. Keyword stuffing.
Keyword stuffing. Just jamming keywords in unnaturally.
Yeah, trying to game the system. Google sees it as manipulative. Also, having too little text content, unregulated user comments, even ads on pages that help download YouTube videos.
Because YouTube is Google too.
Okay. And the AdSense YouTube series talks about invalid traffic, bots, hidden ads, clickjacking, malware. All bad news.
And only one AdSense account per person, right?
Fundamental rule. One account per publisher.
What about that ads.txt not found error? The Softaculous video covered it.
Ah, yes. Ads.txt. It's important to verify who's allowed to sell ads on your site. Helps prevent fraud, make sure you get paid right.
So it's like a verified seller's list.
Good way to put it. The video shows how to set it up in Blogger, finding your publisher ID and putting it in the settings. A bit technical, but necessary.
And if you do get a violation warning, what then?
Don't panic. AdPushUp says log into your AdSense Policy Center. Find the must-fix issues, fix them thoroughly, then submit a review explaining exactly what you fixed and how you'll stop it happening again.
Be detailed in your explanation. Got it.
And all this maintenance stuff aside, you still need to keep creating content, right?
Absolutely vital. DigiSpark emphasizes keeping content fresh, posting regularly, drives traffic, keeps Google's algorithms interested.
Well, the Boost Earnings and Best Practices articles hammer this home. New, quality, optimized content using keyword research like we discussed.
Attract new visitors, bring back old ones.
Exactly, and promote it. Social media, build an email list, get people back to your site. Networking with other bloggers helps too.
It makes you think of those Reddit examples again. Andrew Nomicon, blogging for years, hundreds of posts, but struggling with income.
Yeah, the feedback was focus on quality and keyword research.
Versus the other user who found just a few well-researched posts and made most of their money.
Shows the power of targeting, right? Quality over just quantity sometimes.
Okay, let's try and pull this all together then. For you, the learner.
Right. So navigating AdSense on Blogger.
Right.
It's a process, multiple steps.
Step 1, that solid foundation, unique, quality, user-focused content, plus those essential policies, especially the privacy policy.
Step 2, the technical connection. Get an AdSense account, give them the right Blogger URL, get approved. That'll link them up in the Blogger Earnings tab.
Step 3, placing and optimizing ads. Use the Blogger layout gadget. Experiment with formats, sizes, positions. Think user experience. Think mobile. Label clearly. Avoid accidental clicks.
Step 4, the ongoing part. Monitor your performance using AdSense Report CTR, page RPM. Make adjustments based on that data. And stay compliant. Know the rules, avoid violations, fix issues properly if they happen, and keep creating and promoting great content.
Phew, that's quite a process.
It is, but remember those lessons from others. Focus on value for the reader. Experiment. Be patient. AdSense income usually grows gradually.
Yeah, patience seems key. Consistent effort on these details sets you up best.
Definitely.
Now, here's something interesting we sort of brushed past. AdSense isn't the only way to make money from a blog, right?
Not at all.
Some Reddit comments mentioned affiliate marketing.
Right. That came up. It's another popular route.
And the cool thing is, a lot of the work you do for AdSense, building an audience, creating valuable content that directly helps if you decide to try affiliate marketing too.
Absolutely. The skills transfer, building that foundation serves multiple purposes.
So something to keep in mind for the future, perhaps?
For sure. Okay, so as we kind of pause before the final thought, think about all this. What stands out to you, the learner? What feels like your most important next step right now on your Blogger AdSense path?
Yeah, take a second on that. And now here's a final thought to chew on. This whole digital world, especially ads and Google's rules, it changes constantly.
Oh, definitely. Always evolving.
So how are you going to stay updated? How will you keep track of the latest AdSense policies, the newest best practices, to make sure you succeed long-term and, avoid those dreaded Dear AdSense Publisher emails? Something to really think about as you keep learning.